If somebody tell you that I don't have a problem in my marriage, it's lying. It's not telling you the whole truth. This is a classic case here. Did you see the way the Bible described them? Both of them were from the lineage of Aaron, priesthood lineage. And the Bible said they were holy before God. They were not sinners. They were godly, they were righteous. Look at the sentence. And they had no child. If you read further, you will see that despite that problem, they were still together. In fact, this is a classic example of how to address marital challenges. They were together. The wife did not stop the husband from performing his ministerial role. Because as a priest, Zechariah will have to leave home and go to the temple and the synagogue to do his duties for about 2-3 months before he will come back home. And when he went and came back, the wife did not say, "Where are you coming from?" Because this time that he went, he met an angel who gave him a prophecy that you have a child. And you know the angel said something which is very crucial. Zacharias, your prayers are answered. That means that even in those challenges, they were still praying. Your prayers are answered. And you will have a child, and gave him a prophecy. But maybe because of long years, because they have been stricken in years, they are well advanced in age, he couldn't believe it in time. And the angel got angry and said, for you to know that you are going to have a child, you become deaf and dumb. Imagine this. When this man left home, he wasn't deaf and dumb to serve God, his ministry. By the time he came back, he was deaf and dumb. And you know the amazing thing, the Bible never recorded that Elizabeth abused him. You know, if it is the wives of today, what would they say? If your God cannot give you a child, so he went ahead to make you deaf and dumb. If he cannot deliver you, at least he should leave you the way you are. Is this the reward of serving God? She never said that. Because she's a spiritual being. And you know they still have even with his deaf and dumb, they were still able to do husband and wife duty that she got pregnant. That's a lesson for all of us. That even in that state, they could still sleep together. But today, the moment there's a little problem, you close the gate. No, I will tell you in this conference, the gate of the house of the Lord must ever remain open. Abi is it also? And when she was pregnant, look at her spirituality. I love it. I love it. She started prophesying and prophesying. And she was so sweet, so godly, so spiritual, to the extent that when young Mary got pregnant, when God saw that, who will I send this lady to for mentoring? God sent her to Elizabeth. Because when she was 6 months pregnant, Mary was in her first term. She was the one that mentored Mary and said, this is the way it will do, this is the way it will do. And Mary stayed with her for 3 months. And you know the miracle that happened when she was to give birth. Still in the same spirit. The relations say, this baby you gave birth to, his name shall be called Zechariah, the name of his father. She said no. That he shall be called John. They say, none of your family bear that name before. Okay, to stop all wahala, let's ask your husband. Ngbo? They were making sign language to him. At least you are deaf and dumb. Then he also made a sign to them. Bring something for me and let me write. And he wrote John. And the Bible says his mouth loosed. That's a classic example of how to handle our family marriage challenges. Because I've seen a lot of Christians, and even in many marriage seminars, they won't tell you are going to have problems. You will have problems. Oh. You will have challenges. But we can overcome it together. With prayer, with humility, with forbearance, we can overcome it. The Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Let's read from the outline. Marriage is much more important than a wedding. Why wedding is for a day, marriage is for life. And may your marriage last. Many people will help you do a wedding, but only two of you will be in the marriage at the end of the day. And there will always be one problem, challenge or the other, confronting the marriage. Underline that. Even if you marry Jesus, you will still have problems. I always say that. Many marriages are failing today simply because we are not preparing to handle challenging situations and problems that might ensue. Yeah. I remember one of the actors of our home videos. He married, and maybe 3 months later the marriage crashed. And they were asking him, why did your marriage crash? He said, I wasn't expecting things to be like that. And they asked the former wife also. She said, I thought marriage is going to be an El Dorado. I thought everything will work smoothly. So when I started seeing behaviors and all those things, I decided to quit. You know, that's the challenges we have today. People marry, but they are not committed to marriage. They thought there will be no problem, no challenging situation, everything. The first month you get home, you must get pregnant. Your husband must be perfect. Your wife must be okay. Everything must be working perfectly. In fact, people have gone to the extent of this covenant we read on marriage. They change it. When we read for better, for worse, today they say for better, for best. That's where our problem starts from. They say for better, for best. They even change the wordings. Those who put it there, they know that marriage is all. And like one marriage expert say, marriage in most time is like a rose. Like what? A rose flower. When you see the rose, you can smell it. Beautiful, wonderful. But don't forget, inside that rose, there's a thorn also. So there will be challenges. Hello? Let's go for scriptural reality because of time, because I want us to pray. Zachariah and Elizabeth had troubles in their marriage, like we have checked it out. Abraham faced the challenge of childlessness. In fact, for 25 years, he had no child of his own. If you read Genesis 15, 1 and 2 there, he's there. He's there. Moses had a problematic wife. Yes. He had a very, very problematic wife. A wife that wants to slay him, that because of that wife, God wants to kill Moses. Isaac had a disunited, scheming wife. The problem between Esau and Jacob, who started it? Was Rebekah. And she almost destroyed that family. So it's there in the scripture for us. Jacob had a sinful, violent children. His children went to city of Shechem. They raped one. And the brothers killed the whole people in that city. That they have to be running for their dear life. If not God, that put their fear in the heart of people. Samuel had challenges with his children. David had troubled home on all fronts. Even his children slept with his wives. Abigail had problem with Nabal. Did you remember that case? A very good woman, godly woman, but she had problem with the husband. That it was her wisdom that saved the family. And she knew the husband very well. Said, don't mind him. It's not his name, called neighbor. He's a wicked man. And yes, she married. You know, sometimes marriage, very mysterious. You see a handsome man marrying a very devilish woman. And you see a very good, godly woman marry a drunkard. Sometimes marriage is blind. Very blind. I saw one pastor. The first day I saw him, and he said, this is my wife. I said, this is your wife? He said, yes. Ha! Jesus. You know what I was thinking? I said, are you blind? Within me, I didn't say it all. I said, are you blind? How can you? I asked him again, your wife? He said, no. We even have 3 kids, money, shege. Thank God I didn't talk. Because 2 years later, the lady packed out of the house. 5 years ago, she has not come back. But I didn't talk. I kept quiet. Sometimes you see opposites. May God help us. Troubled and challenging marriages are the ones that are faced with negative events. Yes, that's the definition. Negative experiences, negative occurrences, and negative incidences. Yeah, those are troubled marriages, challenging marriages. They are oftentimes unexpected, uninvited, yet they surface over a period of time. Some marriages can be very challenging and troubled. Yes, even that of ministers of God. Very challenging, very troubled. No marriage is immune from certain problems. You will face some certain challenges. And you know what? Every marriage is unique. So there's no one fit all solution. We have to take it one at a time and look at the circumstances that surrounds one. That's why in marriage teachings, we must be matured. You can't just say, if that woman is an unbeliever, the Bible says, divorce her. That's error. It doesn't fit every marriage. We have to look at its merits. What are the solutions? Like, okay, maybe I should not say that. Back to sender. Okay, I have a beloved sister. Now, I look at her at a distance many years back. But after some time, she drew closer. And I watch her very well. One day she told me everything about her. So I asked her, how about your marriage? Look at what she said. She married. 2 years into the wedding, the man left home one morning and has not returned till today. How about that? Is it that one you will tell? Say, well, there's no divorce and remarriage, So I asked her, I said, what effort have you made? She said she went searching. She searched and searched and searched. Could not locate him. In actual fact, she went to the man who was the father of the husband and the mother of the husband on the day of the wedding. The man said, I didn't know him. He just came in that I should act as his father. And I acted as his father. Likewise the woman, mommy, I didn't know him. He just said I should be his mother. And I became his mother. And every relation she knew, that's what they said. I said, is that the case? Good. We were praying. After about 2-3 years, I told her, I said, you will remarry. She said, sir, the Bible says I should not. I said, where is the husband? You will remarry. And I will do our wedding very soon. The man disappeared into thin air. We have never heard of him again. So every marriage is unique. Every situation is unique. You have to look at it at its merits. Am I talking to somebody? Are you still around? Okay. So there will be challenges. Some problems are self-inflicted. Yes. Some are human errors. Some are devilish or generational in nature. Some marital challenges, they are generational in nature. When we get to household wickedness, I'll be telling you that. That when you notice a pattern in your father and your mother and your generation, and it's happening to you, you better start praying. And you know, when you want to marry somebody, I love the way we do it in those days. Our fathers do it. When you bring somebody you want to marry, they say, let us trace our family. They'll trace the family history. Today we don't do that, and we are in trouble. You have to trace the family because people realize that there are patterns. Like one young woman. She had a late marriage. She's about 40. And she hasn't married anybody. So she came for prayers. And as prayer was being made, the man of God said, tell me, who says men are, okay, there's the language they normally use, that men are crazy. You don't submit to men. The man of God said, who usually? The lady said, that's our usual language in our family. And that they have 7 girls in that family and none of them is married. And by the time she would tell the story, they came from a family of well-to-do. So from their 20s, their father bought cars for them, set them up, everything. So to them, they don't need men for anything. Because they have the money, they have everything, they have the shop, they have everything. If they need one at all, just to satisfy the desire of the flesh. After that, have a nice day. And if they marry at all, men are shit. Yes, that's the language. Men are shit. And because that's the language. You know, the Lord told that if they don't remove that language and repent, they will never marry. Now, when you want to marry somebody like that, you need to do your research very well. Or else, if you marry her, the family will break up. You have challenges. I remember one lady. Yes, she was my member then. She came briefly to our church before I was transferred to that church. When she was still with us, they were, okay, don't let me tell you that one. Let me tell you another side of that pastor. The one I said the wife destroyed the church. You know, later the pastor told me this. This was what he said further. He said, the mother gave birth to 5 girls. The mother of the wife gave birth to 5 girls. And whenever they come for traditional, and when they ask the mother to pray, she would take the cup of wine and say, Sandra, as you are going, you will come back. Yes. As you want to marry, you will come back. Because una foolish father, he died when una small. Now me suffer, sote, una come beautiful. And this one say he won't marry you. You go, but you go come back. He said, because what I go chop till I go die. Now all of una go do it. Una not go marry go. You go remain me only here. I not agree oh. As soon as they go, now una go come back. They thought she was joking. But the pastor told me that 5 of the girls are back to their mother's house. That this is the 6th one. And 2 years later, she was back to the mother's house. And in that one room she's living, she will carry the stool and sit at the door, collect money from men to sleep with her daughters. Now, if you want to marry one of those girls, don't you know you are going to have a problem? Hello? Handling them properly can help the growth and the bonding of the marriage challenges and trouble. But quitting, giving up, and discouragement have great consequences. Now let's look at type of challenges in marriage. It's not a shame to declare that all non-marriages are working well. Yes, even marriage of ministers. A lot of ministers are having problems with their marriages. Even in the church, I know many ministers that are grappling with these challenges. Every marriage is peculiar and will be confronted with peculiar challenges. Yes. Now there are stages. Don't let me go into those stages now. Let's leave that. Let me deal with these challenges. In each of these stages, you find the following emanating. Yes, any of those stages. Either the first stage is the stage of fervent love. We love one another. And we are blindfolded to all our mistakes and failures. Then we get to the time of reality. So this is who you are. So this is who you are. All those things. You get there. So this is who you are. So you snore. So you don't know how to cook. Reality. Then time of stress, that's when you want to give up. This one is a problem. This woman is a problem. And all those things. And by then you are having children. You are struggling for your financial life and your work, everything. Then you can gradually move to a state of regret. I regret marrying this man. I regret marrying this woman. It comes to that. It's a stage in your marital journey. Then you get to a level whereby you are withdrawn. You are withdrawn from each other. Because you think this is the devil now. I've married the devil. And whereas you are the devil. Then if you have good counseling and good prayers and you know the Lord very well, you can get to the level of total sacrifice. You decide to come back together. Look, I'm stuck with you and we are going to swim in together. Now one day my wife was telling me jokingly, I will leave this house. I said we will live together. He said, where I'm going? I said we are going. If you go, how about the children? Of course, one lost other young. You are blessed. Then we can get to the stage of genuine love again. Now, any of those stages, we can have all these challenges. Number 1, incompatibility. And you know that is the most cited problem of divorce today. People say we are not compatible. Or they put it in today's language, irreconcilable differences. To me, that is selfishness. Marriage is between two people that are not compatible. That's the beauty of it. The best thing you should use is to study one another and adjust to one another. In fact, if two of us are the same, we see things the same, we walk the same, that's not good marriage. A good marriage is that the man must be different from the woman. So you learn maturity, you learn growing up, you learn adjustment, you learn adaptation. Hello? But a lot of people don't know how to handle that. And they have used that. If you go to the law courts, it's in the papers. They say we are irreconcilable differences. We don't know each other. Because why? You fail to study and know each other. Number 2, childlessness. Pregnancy, either pregnancy termination or low sperm count or premature death of babies or all those things. It's another challenge that face couples. There are people that have been married for years now. No child. Well, God will help us have a way out in this conference. I'll do a teaching on that. And one of the seminars also is going to be on reproductive health. It's one of the but let me say this at this point. Childlessness is not enough reason for divorce. Hello. 3, financial crunch, joblessness, little pay or much expenses. And we have financial challenges in marriage. Every marriage have it. Especially if you are living in an economy like we are. And the way me I understand it, everything will not be okay right from the word go. In fact, if you marry and you have all your financial challenges met, you don't have problem. In fact, right from the first day of marriage, money is not problem. That marriage will crash. That's what happened to marriage of celebrities. On their wedding day, the father gave the wife a brand new car and gave a brand new house to the new couple. What will happen? Wahala will happen. 3 months later, they will divorce. Because when they are left alone and they are talking, the wife will be telling the husband, what's your problem? What's your problem? You know what my father did for us? So this house is even my family house. It's a new gift. I'm a ride cars. I don't have time for people like you. Shut up. You can't just bragado me. That marriage will crash. There are differences. Hello? Character defects. That's another challenge. Either it may manifest in unforgiveness, nagging, short temper, pride, stubbornness, dirtiness, bad odor, laziness, uncut mouth. Yes. That's another challenge. You don't know how to talk. Maybe that she have body odor. Maybe that wherever you say something, she withdraw to her cocoon. And it may be the man that has violent temper. It's one of the challenges of marriage. Cultural barriers, yes. Because you know the average Yoruba man, the Yoruba culture even see the woman as something good, at least to some extent. But the Igbo culture see the wife as a property. That once you pay the dowry, you buy her. That's why you see in Igbo culture, once the marriage is contracted, there's no divorce. If the woman pack out of the house, she will not remarry in Igbo language, in Igbo land again. She will have to go and remarry in another culture. Because they believe that once she pays the dowry and you have been sold as a lady, you are gone. The family will not return the dowry. The same thing in Hausa culture. In Hausa culture, you even buy her when she's small. When she's underage. And she has accepted that she's going to be the 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th or 20th. So no quarrel. Because she's ordinary a sexual object. She doesn't have life of her own. So if you marry from those kind of cultures, you are married into trouble. If you don't study all those cultural barriers and come over it, there will be challenges. It will rear up his head one day. Okay, careers and jobs that make us to travel distances, unavailability of the husband or the wife. And you know, in the church in Nigeria, that's one of the major problems we have. There was even a time all the bishops were doing a visa service. They will do a service where they will pray for people and anoint people to get visa. Somebody's husband, somebody's wife. And those who will travel abroad, they'll go to Europe, go to London, go to America. And the wife is said, okay, one journalist was interviewing 3 people. He was doing a feature story on this distance between couples. And he interviewed three women. One of them, the husband traveled at the 7th year of their marriage. The second one, the husband traveled at the 5th year of their marriage. The third one, the husband traveled the following week after their wedding. In the search for greener pastures. So the first woman said she supported the husband traveling because they got a job for him in UK. He said, but now, that's the greatest regret of her life. Because the husband has gone for more than 7-8 years now. And he has written back home that please go on with your life. I've remarried somebody. You know, that's an area we're not saying anything. And there are lot of issues happening. The second one said almost similar story. That by the time they got to the issue of sex, he asked 3 of them, okay, since your husband traveled 7, 8, 10 years, are you sure you have been holding body? 2 of them said, no answer. You know, in church, we need to settle that issue. Because there are ministers, their husband is abroad. And you want to go and meet them, you can't go to them. I remember a story, but don't let me tell you. But it's a problem. Distance among couples leads to immoralities and leads to lot of marriage breakages. If you want to travel abroad, don't marry. I remember I was preaching at Redeem, Church of Pastor Leke Sanusi, Old Kent Road, one Sunday morning. I got to a point and I told them, you that you are here and your wife is back home, your husband is got back home, go home! They all shouted. One woman even shouted, hey, just say, Ebani so fun one. Say, happy time. Because when you go to UK and go to Europe and go to America, this is the truth. Nothing but the truth. They will not allow you to bring your spouse. Because all those countries, they are doing everything possible to reduce population. Hello? So when somebody is going, tell him, take your wife along. Or take your husband. Because if they go, they won't come back home. I always say this, and allow me to say it at this junction because of marital issues. Traveling abroad, only pay 3 people. Number 1, those who are sponsored by government. Either you go for a study and government pay all your bills and everything. And when you finish your study, you come back. Or if you secure a job there and the government can help you bring your spouse, fine, it pays you. Number 2, those who have fathers and mothers over there, they bought lands, they have become citizens and whatever. So they just brought you along. They are the one that sent everything and did your visa for you. When you get over there, you are not paying any bills. You are going to school on their account and everything. Fine. Number 3, you have your money. You book a vacation. You went 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You are back to your country. Fine. Every other person, they are going to destroy their marriage. I can tell you stories and stories and stories and stories. I remember a lady at Ibadan. I was telling her, I said, your husband has traveled for 5 years. I said, it's either you call him back home or you go to him. I said, because you are going to misbehave. He said, can he come? She wouldn't listen. I even want to help her. I even collect her passport. Help her send it to British Embassy for them to see how they can help her. They say she has lied so many times that if they see her, they will arrest her. Then she started running and everything. 2 years later, the husband wrote back. Okay, I told him, I said, Shebi, your husband is in London. He said, yes. I said, if I know people in London at all, your husband is living with one woman. He said, no, you can't do that. He's faithful to me. He still calls me. I said, okay, let's see. 2 years later, the husband sent an email. Look, I've married somebody. Even, in fact, he won't say he married. He said, I've seen somebody that is having mercy on me. Allah know me. I'm saying this for you to help me tell your members. Those who are traveling abroad, neglecting their wife and their children, tell them to come back. Or else, if you are going, carry your. If you can't go, if they can't give you visa, both of you, stay. Because it will eventually lead to divorce. Hello? You can see other problems there. Premature death, demonic power, all those things, whatever, in-laws, relations, they can cause troubles. adultery, affairs, violent abuse, batteries, threats, all those, they are all challenges. They are all challenges. Now, signs of trouble. When all these things, challenges lead to all these things, then you are in trouble already. Those challenges can be there, but they can be properly handled like we have seen. But at the same time, it has become a trouble when you react to them and mishandle them this way. Any marriage can have the above challenges. But trouble has come when they are being handled in the wrong ways. Yes, when you are handling them in the wrong way, like loss of composure, and you are disoriented. Hey, you are crying, you are shouting, and you are weeping, you are sulking, you are moody, you are morose. Then you are running helter-skelter from pillar to post because of those challenges. There was this woman, they were living at Bagada by then. The husband is wealthy, and the husband bought a brand new car for her. Very solid car. And they have 3 kids. When you get to their house, you have to, when you horn, the gate will censor your horn and open of his own accord. And they will remote control the gate. That's how wealthy they are. They were living in, I won't mention it, but they are living in a very good community. And in a weekend, by then, I'm talking of 92, 93, 94. The husband will give the woman 32,000 just for weekend chop money. And the woman will even throw it at him, say, "Where is it how much amount? What am I going to do with 32,000? Do you know 32,000 by then? It's about 3.2 million now. To cut long story short, she said the husband, he doesn't love her. And all this, she started finding excuses. Then she went to prophets. And prophet told her to pack out of the house. I remember, pastor counseled her, stay there, don't pack out. She abused pastor. I said, how can you be saying that? This man, she packed out. I saw her. She started going to, don't let me mention the name of the church. Let me even mention. She started going to Winner. And they made her a traffic officer. One Sunday morning, I remember, I saw her at Iyanokwaja there. She was directing traffic. A woman that has natural chocolate color. Very beautiful. That chocolate color has disappeared. I parked though. I saw her. I wind up. Because she knows me. I wound up the class. My wife was saying, who is that? I said, you know about, she rent a house at, you know that Armed Forces Resettlement Center? What's the place? Up Ipaja there. Command. She went and be living in an uncompleted house there. About 3-4 years later, she came back to her senses and went to her family and said they should go and beg the husband. By the time they got there, another woman has entered, has even given birth to children. And you know the excuse of the husband, I didn't drive you alone. Wait, you are the one that pack out. And me, I've got to a stage I can't leave alone. Since you pack out, my good friend has come in. And it's an injustice for me to drive her away. So if you agree to be number 2. And even her children did not know her again. Because that one that comes in happened to take care of those children very well. So it was from that experience I told this one, I said, don't pack out. Stay there. I even said, if you will obey what I will say, that loved child, go and collect it and take care of that child because it's your husband's child. She said, sir. I said, you asked for it too. That's my own candid advice. You want to win that man back? Do as if he doesn't pay you. And you know, she went and did that. And the home was restored. Hello? We can overcome our challenges. I don't know if you read the newspaper on Saturdays. There's one of their correspondents that always asks one foolish question. He can ask you, what will you do? Can you sleep with your wife? I mean with your mother? And she one foolish question. So we'll be interviewing people to answer. Some couple of Saturdays ago, he asked one foolish question. He asked people that, supposing you go back home and you saw your husband sleeping with another woman, what will you do? So a lot of women say, I will kill the man. I will do everything. I read it. You know, one woman answered. She said, in fact, before I answer you, let me tell you my story, that she has a story. She said one day she came back home and saw the husband sleeping with a neighbor's wife. She said she saw him doing it. He said she just went out and go and sat outside until they finish. He said when they finished, she came in. She went to her room. She didn't comment. The husband was, I've done it. What would anybody do? He said he didn't talk. He just kept quiet. The husband was bragado and said, if you want to move out, move out. Me, I'm not going to beg anybody. I've done it. She said she didn't talk. Of course she was boiling, but she decided to keep quiet. And that's not a Christian woman. He said she didn't talk. For 1 week she didn't utter a word, and she was cooking his food, doing everything, and they were greeting. He said it was 2 weeks that her parent called her that she should come. There's trouble. And when she got to her parents' house, the father and the mother started begging her. I said, what are you begging me for? They say your husband came here and reported himself. And and all his bragado, everything he was doing. And you didn't utter a word. That he wanted you to talk, but your silence is killing him. That he doesn't know what you are up to. So he now came and said, help me beg her. I've offended her. I will never do again. So Lila, if you see me do it again, let it cut my manhood. So it was then she started weeping. And she's still in the marriage till today. And the husband has changed. We can face our challenges. Hello? Let's look at points. How to face and finish your marital challenges. We will have them. We will have them. That we are not going to have them is a lie. In fact, let me say this to you. You better stay in your marriage and nurture your challenges and face it together. Because that one you say you want to go to, there's problem. Number 1, bind yourself together as one. Don't allow your problems to divide you. There will be. And don't say, okay, let me say this to you. You will always get what you are looking for. Did you hear that? If you are looking for mistakes, you will get it. In fact, you get them aplenty. And if you are looking for good points, you will also get it. Now, one of the quotes in this my book says that when you are looking for a wife, open your 2 eyes. Or a husband. When you get one, close one of your eyes. The day you marry him or her, close the 2 eyes. What does that mean? Shine your eye before you make your choice. And pray very well. Once you have made your choice, stop looking at other women and stop looking at faults. And once you marry, don't say any mistake again. Oh, I remember a story now. It's in Pastor Deshola's book. Allow me to borrow that story. He told a story of a particular couple. They always fight and fight and fight and quarrel. Until one day the husband said, okay, let us settle this thing. How do we settle it? The husband said, we'll put one box here. We'll put one box here. In 1 month, every mistake I make, write it and put it there. Me also will do what? I'll write my own and put it there. And the wife said, okay, good. We will know the person that is trouble in this marriage. So every little thing the husband does, she will write. Put it there. And when he was sleeping, he was snoring. Write it. Put it there. When I cook food, he didn't eat it very well. He just touch it. And went his way. He can't even say thank you. And she will write and drop it there. At the end of the month, both of them came together. Yeah, let us open our box. They opened the 2 boxes. It was our own. They opened first. More than 500 mistakes. And she was telling him, you see? You see, you are the trouble. See what? 500 mistakes in a month. Let's open your own. No? By the time they opened the husband's own, it was empty. Only one piece of paper was there. And by the time they brought it out, just 3-letter word, I love you. And the woman was shocked. She said, do you mean I don't make mistake in this one month? And the woman said, you made many. But I love you more than any mistake. So I decided to forgo your mistakes. She started crying. And said, I could now see that I am the trouble. From today, I won't see mistakes. And the marriage is still surviving till today. Your marriage will survive. Bind yourself together. 2, take it to God in intensive prayers together. Pray over that challenge. Either you are looking for fruit of the womb or whatever. Pray over it. Don't listen to the negative advice of friends and relations. And don't be a slave of prophets. Don't let prophet destroy your home for you. Because when you go to prophet, they can't but see vision. And they will say that woman is a witch. Oh, somebody was talking of recent. One pastor, Jesus of me, pastor. Oh no, man, Timothy, he said, I'm taking care of him and another pastor. He said, and yet with what he has done for me, I didn't do anything for him. He went and told somebody, and that person told my wife. So my wife now told me. I said, I didn't even talk. My wife said, he forgot what he said. And this was a person, when we started church growth, we have our office at Egbeda there. He came one day. He called me. He said he saw a vision. I said, what's the vision? He said, my wife is a witch. Yeah, he told me. He said, my wife is a witch. I said, I remember. I said, she's a witch. She must be a good witch. Oh. He said, because when I married her, I didn't have anything. I was thinking. I said, I didn't have anything. In fact, the first radio I bought, it was our money. I did that now. I started recollecting things. We married in one room. From that one room, we moved to room and parlor. From there, by then when he came, we were living in 2-bedroom flat. I said, she must be a good winch. On and on and on. So that's how he left. Unfortunately for him, he saw a vision. But God was telling him a proverb. It was his wife that is a winch. Because he has closed down his own Bible school today. He's just walking like a vagabond now. But I didn't allow that to move me. I just told my wife, I said, what did he tell you? I said, don't mind him, Johnny, don't mind him, forget it. He must be a good winch. If witches behave like this, I love this one. So don't be a slave of prophets. Don't let the vision that people see change your attitude to your spouse and start looking for change. Number 4, seek for marriage mentorship, coaching, and leadership. Yes, you need somebody to mentor your marriage and help you out. That's the problem we have. We felt we are ministers, we are leaders, I can handle it. There are things you cannot handle. You need a matured leader. You need a marriage coaching. You need somebody that has certificate, that is into this kind of ministry, who is experienced, can give you right counseling. Even as a minister. I remember a pastor, whenever he sleep with his wife, his man who will die for 3 months, he has to be praying, Lord, you are the resurrection and life. Resurrect this thing again. Resurrect this thing again. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. I know him. He's my good friend. God has settled that problem today. And they've been married for 11 years. Because he has no father, he has no mentor, he has nobody. He told me with his mouth. He called one of his choir members. Let me test you. Let me test you. Now say, Daddy. I said, let me call you. A man of God. Then he told me that the day he slept with her, bang! As he was coming out, the thing stand up again. Hey! I said, the thought 3 times. But, you know, need that 11. I'm a buruku fura. I told him that. And you know what? The lady got pregnant. And the pastor was the one that told the church committee. And the church committee disciplined him. So when he was telling me, I said, that's wrong. That's because you don't have a mentor. I said, how can shepherd be leading sheep? How can sheep, yes, sheep leading the shepherd. Why is it that it's your committee that will discipline you? I said, if you have got a good father, that's him, you should have told that problem. And he will have advised you not to do what to do. Not that you go to a choir member and say, let me test you. There are some marital challenges that you can't handle alone. Hello? You need a father, a mentor, a leader, a marriage coach that you can talk to. And he can sit you and your wife down. Or sit you down privately and handle the case. There are marital issues you can't bring to church. Like one lady there, she has a church at Egbeda before. I don't know if that church is there or they have closed down. The person she married, she told whenever they have problem, she will report to the church committee. And I remember, I don't think the brother is there. The church committee went to the house and carry all his goods and throw it out. Say, get out of the house of our pastor, Mrs. They help her destroy her home. Because she has no mentor, she has nobody. Look, you need mentoring, to face your marital challenges. Hello? Am I talking to somebody? Number 5. Identify the real problem which is cause or causes. Don't generalize issues. Why are we having these challenges? Face the problem with maturity and never give room to self-pity. 6. Give yourself to God and ask for his intervention. Your marital challenges should not drive you away from God. Rather, it should draw you nearer to the Lord. Handle the problem with care. Don't allow hostility and bitterness. Whatever is the problem, handle it with care. Don't allow hostility, bitterness, and all those things that you have to be sleeping without stirring, without praying, without doing, without talking to each other. Bring your tongue, your thoughts, and your actions under control while attempts are being made to find solution to your problems. Because if you use your mouth to say nonsense, you will live to regret it. Vacating your home because of problems. Open the door for Satan and intruders. Except when your life is threatened. Except when your husband says, I will kill you, and he has taken steps to kill you. Move out, It is he that is alive that is doing marriage. Am I talking to somebody? No, they say we should stay there, and he has threatened to kill you and poison you. You may have to move out for some time until he can come back to his senses, and leaders can intervene. Or else he will kill you, nothing will do. Remember that banker? She's dead now, and they are fighting the case, and lawyers are bringing a lot of technicalities. You will sue very soon now with Nigerian justice. The man will go scot-free. And Tokutiku. Prayer, patience, and perseverance will always overcome problems. Negligence to properly handle problems will empower the problems to bind and enslave you without your permission. Finally, learn to profit from your problems, capitalize on your crisis, and draw dividends from your difficulties. May your marital problem lead you to greater miracle. I can't hear your amen. It will come. It may be misunderstanding or whatever. But once we have this at the back of our mind, that we can settle it together, it doesn't matter. There have been stories of people who were barren for 20, 25 years, and here at the end of the day, God gave them their own child. There have been cases of people that were totally different.